Another thing I really liked from the trip was getting to spend more time with your mom.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Charlize's mom is a legend.
Yeah.
The best example I can give you to explain Charlize's mom was we were in Italy one time, and I went up to her and I said, "You look really great today." You know, me being nervous, good for you. You look really great. And she said, and I quote, "Oh, you're just not used to seeing me." So is your mom usually sassy like that?
Oh, my mom's a great. Last week, I had to go on a trip, and she watched my kids for 2 days, and I went to go pick my kids up. And as I was, like, I loaded them in the car, and I was walking away saying goodbye, and I said, "Love you, Mom," and she said, "Okay."
You didn't get "I love you" back?
And I was, like, walking to the car going, did she just say okay? I said, "I love you." She said, "Yeah, no, I heard you." She's like, "That's great." I mean, like, just know, like, she just says what's on her mind. She really, she's pretty magical.
She truly is. I see where you get it from because you're both such strong, amazing women. Well, Charlize, congratulations are in order, my sister, because Bombshell has been nominated for a Golden Globe. Yes! I'm so happy for you. You not only star in it, you produce it as well. Where were you when you found out?
So they announced the Globes really early in the morning. I think it was like 5:30 or something like that. My children go to school really early. Like the first bus stop is at like 6:50, 7. And so I usually set 2 alarms, and the first one didn't go off. So we were late to begin with. And I noticed, I'd forgotten that the nominations were coming in, and I just noticed all these messages on my phone. But now I'm panicked because I gotta get these kids going because we're gonna miss the bus. And so I'm trying to get the kids to go.
Look at this, Charlize Theron's a real person, y'all.
And I'm like trying to scroll through all these messages, and then of course I'm like, oh, I got nominated. Like, this is pretty amazing. And I got this grin on but I got my robe on, and I'm like, yeah, let's get going. And then I'm like smiling at my phone, and I think Jackson was convinced that I was like texting with a boy.
Ooh.
Yeah, because she's like, why are you grinning like that? And I was like, yo, your mom just got nominated. And then she was like, well, what does that really mean? Did you win? I said, no, it's just a nomination. And she went, wait, you haven't won? I said, yeah, no, they haven't, but this is really good. I said, your mom did really good. And she's like, well, what happens if you don't win? It's like, get ready for it. We're gonna miss a bus.
Kids, so pure, I love it. I want to take a look at your transformation into Megyn Kelly because it's absolutely amazing. Let's check it out. I mean, what the heck? That is incredible. How long did this take?
Well, we didn't have the luxury of a lot of time. We made this movie for very little money, and so...
I can relate.
Yeah. See? Good stuff comes from little budgets. I was trying to do something with that, sorry.
No, I'm
It doesn't
like,
matter.
it sometimes does.
Sometimes does. 2.5 hours for the prosthetics, and like 3.5 hours for everything, wig, makeup, everything.
That's dedication right there.